Hey, what's up everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more Pyre Community RITE NITE, which means, of course, some good old-fashioned multiplayer Pyre. There we go. Featuring first and foremost the members of the RITE Club Discord server, the place for all things multiplayer Pyre. And if you're interested in getting more involved in multiplayer Pyre, then the best way to do so is by joining that Discord group, which you can do by clicking on that link right there. But those of you in chat, you are not off the hook. No, because you see the red circle with the white L below chat. You click on that, you'll find all the various requests that you can make today, including things ranging from selecting players' exiles, masteries, songs, arenas, even Titan Stars, are all fair game. So, without further ado, let's hop into versus mode here. We'll reset ourselves to our defaults, but let me know if there's anyone who would like to get us started today, and I will jump into said Discord group. Huzzah. Okay. How's everybody doing? How is everybody doing? Chat can only talk in emotes today. I don't make the rules, says Core. There have been a fair bit of emotes flying around. I don't know, this is news to me, though. I don't know if this is true or if this is just hearsay. Something tells me it might be the latter. Something about the way this Core guy is throwing around those Snadras. I'm not so quick to trust him right now. That's an old emote. And by old emote, I mean an emote that was only accessible like half an hour ago. Which constitutes old, because it's no longer accessible. Well, anyways, is there anyone who would like to get us started today? Okay, hold on. Let's see if I can decipher what this means. So, Core, well, first of all, we have not yet established who is playing this first match, yet Core is already requesting specific masteries. And Core says, boat, stowaway, voice with the mean face. What could this possibly mean from a skills standpoint if we were to interpret this? I don't know, your guess is as good as mine. I don't know, we'll have to get the RITE NITE scholars out here to interpret this cryptic message. Deconstruct it. Well, you see, Lids, the boat is a map in which a unique set of physics is in play. Using this set of physics, it is possible for the players to gain increased height on their jumps. Therefore, the boat symbol is to indicate a mastery that is specific to a character who can get increased jumping capabilities. Obviously, in this circumstance, that is referring to the triple hopping curves. As for the second emote, it is an emote of the stowaway, with a very surprised, flushed face. Clearly, this is an indication that this mastery would belong to the Savages, as that is the class that the stowaway is a part of. Her surprised face is clearly a reference to the sudden nature of her saluting ability, with which she can teleport immediately onto the orb. Finally, we have the meanie face voice. Clearly, this is an indication of the character that the voice is most against throughout the course of the Pyre campaign. One who has been deceived many times over by his own teammates. One who has, he himself, become very angry That's those who conduct the rites against him. Clearly, this is an indication that Orlek would be affected by this mastery's request. Specifically, it would be Detective Lids in action. Clearly, it would be his celestial spike with which he could smite those whom he opposes with his anger. How'd I do? In other words, triple hopping cur being the first one, savage salute being the second, and celestial spike being the third. That would be my interpretation, I guess. If you had to make me guess. Almost said Brazen Manor for the last one. Well, anyways, that's enough theorizing. Is there anyone who would like to get in here and play some Pyre? Rather than just discuss Pyre emotes. Core has... Oh, hold on. Has he thrown the gauntlet? It appears as though he may have done just that. It seems he may have challenged Denor. I mean, it is still possible for you to play on keyboard. We can't have two keyboard players playing against each other, but if we have one keyboard person and one controller person, then that's fine. That still works. So if you're interested, we should still be able to get you in. We just need to be... I mean, nowadays, I think most people are able to go with the controllers instead, if necessary. So yeah, it should be possible to get you in. Yeah. I think at least of the people who I'm seeing in chat right now, most of them, theoretically, I think are using controller nowadays. Okay, but it looks like maybe in that case we'll go Core and Anor initially, and then maybe we can get you in after that. Okay. Nice. Nice. Let me get Steam friends up here. Get the invites out. So we do have that cryptic core request. One that, you know, I may or may not have been able to interpret. As for whether that was actually intended to be a real request or just a silly little joke, that remains to be seen. I also may or may not have had my controller plugged in that entire time, which may or may not affect now which player you are. Still player 2 Anor?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm neither player, it seems.
Okay. Well.
There it is.
Oh wait, is that still true, Core? Or are you both player 2?
I am neither.
Okay.
Should I take out my controller and...
Let's try that first, I guess, and then if not, we can experiment with the the madness that is Steam Remote Play.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, there we go. Simple solution. Okay. So Pyre Arts and then Chastity for you and Or today? Is that right?
I'm struggling to pick Chester or accusers.
Okay, okay.
We haven't seen
Up
accusers
to
in a
you.
while. Yeah, I think I'll go accusers today.
Accusers?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see. I will put you on the accusers then. Fireheart's here. Okay. Oh, I forgot to type in Nor's name. Hold on. There we go. Okay. So, we have Core's Masteries request. That is the only request we have at the moment. Core, would you care to elaborate upon this request?
Yeah, you got it all wrong with all of it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'll
it
need
was
to
no
go back into the record
customize.
books.
It meant no customize.
Okay, hold on. No, I need to look back at this request to better understand how this translates to no customize. Okay, so it was boat magic, the moon blushed, so stowaway with a surprised face, and the voice rage. And that means customize off?
But just for the skills. I know it's complicated.
Okay, you lost me. I don't get it, Core. I don't see how that could be the case.
Okay, fine, I'll switch it. only two masteries.
Okay. 2 masteries. It seems like, I mean, maybe everyone was just holding back their requests until we confirmed what that meant. But at least, as of yet, we have not seen any additional requests on top of that. So maybe we leave it at just that, then. Oh? Presets song. Okay, gotcha. ×2? Okay, nice. Well, let's get going.
I bid you welcome, exiles. You are gathered at the spring of Jomir. You now have this chance to prove yourselves. Let us see which one of you is more deserving. Fireheart, stand ready. Accusers, stand prepared. Who shall stand together here this
Okay.
night?
So, we do have a request for just 2 masteries per character. I guess we technically could have made that, could have reflected that by making it impossible for people to take any more than 2, but as long as you just voluntarily stop at 2 in order to fulfill Core's request, then we will be fine. Core starting out with a legendary talisman on his Gilman. And of course, with the fewer masteries, it is harder to get some of those combinations of masteries that maybe you take for granted a bit on some classes. And so Anor goes for an exploding Tizo, which usually you'd be able to get from the masteries, but with fewer options to choose from, has to rely on the talisman to make that happen instead.
I feel like I always forget this one exists.
breaks out the canned singularity on a Sacred Bond Snadra. Does he have enough masteries to make that work? So of course, no bottom masteries are possible. So any class that relies very heavily on those might be the most impacted by this request. Whereas those that have masteries that are more front-loaded, they may be less affected. And therefore more appealing in this match. Anor chooses Speedy Bertrude. Core checking all the sound effects, making sure they work properly.
It's kind of nasty.
You know, I would kind of appreciate if you did not continue to do that.
Exile.
It's a quick throwing Vorfrit in the last spot for Core. That too. Just voluntarily chooses to pick up a leech. And Anor goes Titan Tooth on Pamathus. So here we go, our first match of the night.
Now begin.
The key thing here being that both players have exiles with only 2 masteries apiece. Oh, that throw is unblockable. Anor nearly pushed Core's Crone far enough back that it was not going to make it to the Pyre, but just barely still able to connect, and also able to connect on this 14 damage worm throw to follow that up. Core trying to sneak around. But that time Anor able to stop and intercept the throw. Bertrude almost able to jump over the defenders, and that was possibly the quickest counterattack I've ever seen. Quick throw from Core. That one does land. Good for 30. And that drops Anor down to just 16. Meaning one more score from anyone other than Gilman might be enough for Core here. Snadra, vanished. Now Anor on the attack. She makes it in. Good for 25 here. Anor is now without Bertrude, so just 2 exiles. Numbers advantage for Core in that way. Snadra down, though. But brings her back with the canned singularity. Oh no, oh no. Children, avert your gaze. And Nor nearly had enough time to get back in place defensively, but, oh dear, you just hate to see it. You just hate to see it.
Thus end this night's proceedings.
Alright, well, GG. Well played, you two.
Until the next rite.
We'll head on back, but let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like to see for this next one. We do have another preset theme for the song, so that much is locked in, but anything else is up for grabs here. And Anor is turning Customize off. That was initially the thing that Core had said he was trying to suggest with his cryptic Masteries request. Although that never would have worked. Yeah, you can't go Customize off, which is a 300 lid coin request, with a 100 lid coin Mastery request. That's illegal.
Yeah, I realized that. That's why I said
Okay.
it wasn't that.
Alright, well, of course, Customize off means randomize exiles, masteries, and talismans. Won't even get to see what those things are in advance. Just gonna get thrown straight into the action instead. We have a song, that means the only thing left that we could potentially do would be an arena, if that is of interest, but otherwise, just about everything has been accounted for. So unless we have an arena, I mean, technically speaking, that is possible. Technically speaking, we can combine those things.
So do it.
Alright. 0 masteries, says Core. So in that case, I guess that means randomized exiles, randomized talismans. Obviously, we know that no character is getting any masteries, and there are certainly some classes that are more affected by having 0 masteries than others. Okay, and Core is also putting us at the Glade. Alright, I don't know what to make out of this one. We're just gonna have to see. We're just gonna have to see.
The Pyre Hearts shall now face.
Alright, so for Core, it's a Nomad and two imps. For Anor, it is also a Nomad. 1 Cur and 1 Imp. So actually somewhat similar teams here. Just a little more impish in Core's case. So we know there are no masteries. We don't know what the talismans are. So that remains a question mark. Especially with teams as similar as the ones we see here, that may very well proved to be one of, if not the most, important factors in this match. Mooncrest, we have learned, is Headwind's talisman. That is the Headwind on Core's side. Rookie, Fernor, retreats. Can't quite get it to Headwind in time, though. Headwind versus Headwind. Obviously, anyone who has experience with math would know that those two headwinds cancel out. Only 1 jump on Rookie, of course, making it much harder for him to get through. And similar things could be said of many characters with no masteries. It can be hard to break through. Both players still trying to find a way to do just that. No portals on the imps, when those might have otherwise been a shortcut to the opponent's Pyre. But Core does break this deadlock here, jumping in for 20 with his Headwind. But we know that Headwind, that is the one character whose talisman we know thus far, and obviously it is not Prayer Beads. I think all the others remain a mystery right now. Core trying to go on a banishing spree here and has, by and large, done just that. But can't quite get the throw off in time. Now Anor with a numbers advantage here. Headwind one side, Rookie the other.
Bye, Headwind.
Rookie didn't have the stamina to jump over the defender, so he goes down here. Now it is a two-pronged imp attack for Core.
Meddlesome imp.
Core trying to retreat and is now defenseless.
Hearts for now.
Opportunity here for Anor. Oh, and wanted to pass it over to her imp, was hanging out right on top of the pyre, but couldn't do so before it got banished. Now Headwind versus Raji.
How very
And now both imps down, so opportunity here for either Tizo or Rookie. Tizo being the closer of the two, goes the throwing route, so he'll get 15 damage. And that means Anor still at full strength here, after she avoided having to plunge. Though Core's plunge was worth 20, Anor's throw was worth 15, and now Core plunging for 15 here. But unless he has prayer beads, which he does not, that means Messenger Imp is now gone for this round. So Anor, now with a numbers advantage here. Mooncrest on Headwind though, as we were saying before, the one talisman we know. And it keeps on activating. It just keeps on activating. And that is perhaps a key difference between this round and the previous round in which Core plunged to score. Because initially, Core had plunged with Headwind, so he was unavailable in that round. It was two imps that Core had back defensively. But this time, it is an imp and it is Headwind. And as we are seeing here, that Mooncrest just keeps on proccing, which is making it very difficult for Anor to banish all of Core's defenders, which for both players has tended to be their best form of offense. Was find those brief windows of time in which there's no one back defensively, so that they can sneak through uncontested. That might be the only time we have seen Headwind not proc. However, he does come back just in time through the more conventional means. No Mooncrest necessary that time in some ways, but Anor nearly still able to sneak through with her Headwind. Core's Headwind blocked. Banished. And almost a triple banishment for Core with his imp, although now it is just Tizo. Anor tries to throw, but doesn't quite have enough time to get it off before Core has someone back in position to intercept. Headwind for Core. Blocked, banished, but Mooncrest procs, and that might have otherwise, in other circumstances, had given enough time for Anor to launch an attack, but Headwind is still there, and therefore still causing some trouble. Rookie can't outrun Headwind's cast. The Headwinds take each other out, but that is not a trade that works well for Anor. It is a trade that Core will take, at least when the Mooncrest does proc.
Meddlesome imp.
Oh, although nearly, even with the Mooncrest, Anor almost got a double banishment there, which might have been enough to break through this meddlesome Headwind. Here is that Headwind. Okay, we have now confirmed Core has extra throwing damage on Raji. Oh, and Core with the reverse psychology there. Anor was expecting him to jump, but instead Core goes under, able to plunge for 20 with Headwind. So good damage for Core, but as we were saying before, Headwind was a pretty big factor in the previous round, preventing situations like this. Because now with no one back defensively, Anor has time to throw that one in for 20. Now both teams at full strength for this round. We've still only confirmed 2 talismans, and technically speaking, we don't know exactly what talisman Core's Messenger Imp has. Was it Messenger Imp or was it Raji? It could be that he has extra damage of all sorts, and has reduced hope. But Anor finds a little window there to plunge in for 15. With Ruki, he does not have prayer beads. He is now gone for this round. So we do not know what his talisman is. Kor threatening to banish, but opts not to. Loses one imp, loses both imps, but still has Headwind back defensively. Now Headwind against Headwind. Ooh, and Anor does get Tizo back just in time, otherwise Kor would have had an opportunity there. Oh, and Kor also able to sneak in a throw there. That was his imp with the extra damage. It was 21. So yes, it could either be the pure throwing damage talisman, in which case there's no downside to that talisman other than that he won't get that extra damage if he were to plunge. But otherwise, it could be the Astral Eye, which means extra damage both for throwing or for plunging, but at the cost of reduced hope. And I've not been keeping a close enough eye on the respawn time when that imp gets banished to see if that is the case. Either way, though, Kor should not have enough damage here. He would still need 2 scores, even with his extra damage on one of his imps. We still have so many question marks. We've not determined any of Anor's talismans. And all of Anor's exiles down here. Kor, that time, able to throw it in with his imp that did not have the extra throwing damage, so just 15 on that occasion. But now it would be possible for Kor to finish this with 1 score with any of his exiles, unless, of course, one of the reasons why Anor's talismans haven't showed up yet is because one of them is a RITE Light, which obviously is the 20 rekindling talisman and therefore would not show up until the very end, and we might be about to find that out. But Anor gets Tizo back just in time to intercept what might have otherwise been a game-winning throw for Kor. And that Mooncrest on Kor's Headwind continues to pester Anor. Every time it looks like she's one banishment away from opening up an opportunity, the Mooncrest procs and Kor gets a last defender back.
What happened there?
Kor loses Headwind and no Mooncrest that time.
Dangerously close.
That means just Raji back at the moment. And now just Ruki back for Anor. At least until Tizo makes his return, and now Headwind as well. But now just Ruki once again. Anor needs to be careful. She loses Ruki. And that is the reason why we never saw any of Anor's talismans proc, because at least one of them was a RITE Light. So she did have 20 rekindling, which means she is still holding on here. Kor is still able to finish this with 1 score, with either Headwind, if he were to plunge or get a full damage throw, or with his imp with the extra throwing damage, and that is this imp right here, Raji. We've not determined if Raji has extra plunging damage or if it is just coming from the throws. Oh, a window here for Headwind, though, for Anor. Enough time to throw as well. Has to cut it slightly short, just 18 rather than the full 20. We don't technically know which exile from Anor was the one that had the RITE Light. Which means we don't know which of her other exiles might have some other talisman waiting to unveil itself. Headwind, banished. Just Tizo back for Anor here. Ruki returns as well. Headwind 2. Anor threatening to implode, but does not. Instead, Kor banishes everybody. And that is Kor's imp with the extra damage, which means he has enough to finish the job. GG.
They do deserve their freedom.
You guys did see the banishment time. It was Astral Eye. What's up, Fem? How's it going?
Is complete.
We are doing some multiplayer Pyre. GG.
Until the next rite.
His presence on the other imp? Okay, interesting.
Yeah, I had presents.
So it was...
I think I had much better talismans. I don't know what, like, hers were.
That Mooncrest. That might have been the most impactful Mooncrest I've ever seen. And for a while there, it felt like we were never going to see any of Honor's talismans. But I suspected that meant one of them must have been RITE NITE, so I'm glad we at least were able to confirm that.
It's very fun doing these low mastery ones where you're kind of your movement and positioning is so delicate.
Yeah, I mean, it fundamentally changes the dynamic of the game so much.
Yeah. You have to be very deliberate.
And it was pretty similar teams as well, because you both had one Nomad, one Imp. Obviously, Core, you had one additional Imp, and Honor had one Cur, but that made it extremely similar.
Just the fact that rounds are lasting more than like a minute on average.
Yeah.
Very, very fun.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by, Fab. Alright, so let's see. For this next one, I don't think we have any requests still remaining in the queue. So I think we're just setting ourselves back to our defaults, unless, of course, there's something that people would like to see us do for the next one. That one was fun. Well, Blood Princess says we are turning Customize back off. So last time it was not only Customize off, it was also... Oh, and I almost forgot. It was not only Customize off, it was reducing the masteries down to 0 that time. So if we have any interest in doing something similar to that, then there is still one other lever we would need to pull, but up to you guys, of course. Whatever you'd like. Chaos! I mean, technically speaking, if we outright remove masteries altogether, then there's fewer factors at play. There's, technically speaking, you could make the case less chaos. So maybe it's best if we keep the masteries. I don't know. But then, on the other hand, we usually have 4 masteries. So having 0 masteries might be fewer variables at play, but it is more different from a typical match. Okay, hold on, but we're messing with it in a different way. Core says we're getting rid of the talismans. Okay. Will that be all? So that would mean randomized exiles and masteries. I feel like in many ways, talismans are usually the biggest question mark when you turn Customize off. Obviously, the exiles, you know as soon as the match starts what you have. So the masteries and the talismans are inherently more uncertain, but I feel like it's easier to figure out the masteries than it is to figure out the talismans in most cases. Well, hold on. We're not done. No masteries once again here, and we will reinitiate the sermon intro as well. Okay, so that means it is randomized exiles, and that's it. No masteries for anyone, no talismans for anyone. Old Never to Return is the song. Okay, we are pulling all the levers here now. Truly nothing. Well, in that case, let's see what our players can do here with truly way more in the book. Hold on. That was true. We technically speaking, did not have an arena set. There we go. Now we're set.
Why, hello, exiles. You heed the summons to the Book of Rites. Here you may step closer to achieving freedom. We soon shall see who is the most deserving. Pyre hearts, stand prepared.
I feel like we never have sermon intro active on the book.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
I don't know why that is, but I could not tell you when the last time that happened was.
Commence.
But let's see. So it is Iggy, or a demon. It is an imp, and it is a harp for Core. It is a crone, a cur, and a worm for Honor. Again, no talismans, no masteries here. So it is just the classes themselves. Not much of anything beyond that.
Pyre is the first to falter.
Core able to throw that one in for 19. Core definitely with the slower, larger aura, higher damage characters here, nor with a much smaller, quicker, lower damage team. One exception to that maybe being Forfeit to a certain extent, but we'll see how that dynamic plays out here. As Core just barely able to get that throw off before Nor got someone into range to intercept the throw. Iggy trying to run away with this one here. He throws that in for the full 30.
Now end the ceremony.
Can Iggy become a one demon army? He's trying.
Stands unopposed.
Doesn't have Brazen Manor, but to Core, it doesn't matter.
The Pyre hearts prevail. And what
GG.
a crushing victory it was. Thus end this night's proceedings.
Alright, well played, you two.
Until the stars align.
And we'll head on back. Alright, and Nora says she's good for one more. Don't need to have Brazen Manor for it to be a Brazen Manor. Alright, I think we had at least one person who we were potentially looking to get in after that. So we may have someone lined up still to take a Nora's spot, but we shall reset ourselves here, unless, of course, there's anything we're looking to do for this one. I don't know, we pulled out all the stops last time. We did all the things we could do. So where do we go from here? Where do we go now? Sweet child of mine. I don't know. Ask Axl Rose. Well, customize off once again, obviously, is the only way we can go from here. But is it just customize off? Song is my choice. Okay, well, if I'm being honest, there has been one key element that has been missing from these chaotic matches, and I'm actually a little bit surprised that nobody chose to pursue this. I'm a little surprised. Okay, we do have a Glade. We do have a Glade. But I'm a little surprised that nobody thought it would be fitting to use Dirty Deal. But I think it has to happen. There is also technically the Titan Stars. This is true. I'm not sure if that is an indication that Core is about to activate said Titan Stars on himself, no less. I don't know. Is he crazy enough to do it? Maybe he is. Maybe he is. Am I just trying to coax him into doing it? Maybe, yeah. Chat, he's not taking the bait. He's not taking the bait. What do I do? Alright, fine. I guess we won't activate the Titan Stars for this one. If you insist.
Hear me, exile.
Oh, and I'm pretty sure I forgot to deactivate certain intro, but oh well.
The glade of Liu. Each of you seeks to be free from this forsaken land. Know that the scribes themselves are watching. Pyre hearts, stand prepared. Accusers, stand
Alright, so what do
prepared.
we have here? It is Demon plus double Worm for Core. And it is Ignarius once again for him. It is Worm, Prone, Sap for Anor. Core starts us off with 13 damage from one of those worms. As both players experimenting a little bit here with their setups, trying to figure out what it is that they have. That looked a bit like a canned singularity to me. I only caught it out of the corner of my eye. But it might have been on Deluge. He has Stunning Claim. It's a little preemptive, though, as wasn't quite able to get much value out of Palmas being the only exile able to move. That was only the case for the briefest of moments. And now Core,
In goes the orb.
with an opportunity to throw for 21. Might have had time to get even more than that, but finishes the play with 21 points on that throw and follows it up with 9 more here. So collectively across those two, gets to 30. Core with C's chance on one of those worms at least.
Yes.
Well shielded from Palmas. This Vorfrit seems awfully speedy to me.
Seemingly
Is that just me? Does Core potentially have Infiniworms here? Or pseudo-Infiniworms?
now that
I don't know, but Anor plunges for 30 here with Vorfrit.
now then.
Gilman goes for the throw.
Devious
Righteous Flame. 10 leech, and I'm pretty sure that we've seen Core take that on his worms every now and again. So that's probably a welcome sight for him. Just enough time to get that throw off here for another 15.
It has gone in.
Once again, the 10 leech there. That is starting to add up. Core now back to 90. Of course, while simultaneously whittling away at Anor's Pyre. Iggy for Core, trying to knock back those defenders, create a little bit more space to work with, and does just that. Plunging for 30 here, and that drops Anor down to just 5. Now, of course, Anor does have a sap. May have rekindling of some variety.
Unexpected.
Deluge back defensively. The Stunning Claim this time from Anor, well-timed. As Palmas was momentarily the only exile capable of moving, but Core now with a double worm attack, 1 worm down. Oh, hold on. Hold on. 1 second. As the game tabbed out. But, there we go.
Taken.
And, oh, there it is. Okay, Core does score, but triggers the rekindling. It's 10 for Anor. So second life bar revealed, and now 1 score from Core would be enough to finish the job. However, Anor had the Crone Salute, which made Core unable to defend against this play here. And Anor has Leech, throws it in for 30, gets 15 Pyre Life back for her. And now that means with 25 Pyre Life, Core would either need to score with his Demon, or now that he has thrown it in for 10, his Worms do have enough damage as well, but now that we know Anor has some Leech, it is possible
That's it.
for her to get some Pyre Life back. Does she try to force the issue here with Vorfrit, though? No, instead, whittles away
In the orb.
with 13 damage on a Worm throw.
Now to the flame.
Core, with Gilman, does not have C's chance, or rather, Stunning Claim. Iggy down. Core trying to get some banishments with his Worm. And it means there's just Palmas remaining at the moment for Anor, but Anor has a returning Deluge here. Stunning Claim, oh, and look at that! Well timed, it means the only exile capable of moving was Vorfrit, 30 damage, 15 leech, and that is a huge factor for Anor. Means no Vorfrit for this round, but suddenly things are much closer than they once were. It is still possible for Core to finish this with 1 score if it were to be Ignarius with full damage. Anor no longer has access to leech, at least not in this round, unless she also has it on one of her other exiles, but I don't think we've seen that, although she has Siege Chance active. 25 damage on that plunge, and suddenly It's a one-score game for Nor.
Accusers.
Forfeit. Now just Palmas. Oh, except Nor loses Palmas and forfeit. Will not come back in time, it doesn't seem. So Core finishes the job.
The Pyre heart prevail. Or you could say
GG.
they managed to avoid defeat. The rite is ended.
All right, well played, you two. We'll head on back. And I think Anor was saying she's looking to swap out now, so thanks for stopping by, Anor. Good to have you, as always. And I think we had someone who was looking to take Anor's spot here. Oh, and just to check in with you, Core, are you good to stick around?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. All right, great. So yes, we can get you in. Remind me, are we friends on Steam yet or not? Well, thanks for stopping by, fam. See you later. Not right now. Okay. So, are you in the RITE Club Discord server? Because if so, if you check the pinned messages, you should find my Steam friend code, which you can use to send me a friend request on Steam. Core's like, oh, what's up with all these customized off matches? As Aquila now coming in with the customized off request as well. No worries, no worries. Okay, so now I should be able to get you in. Let's see. There you are. Invite on its way. Okay, great. And if one of you could just come... Oh, well, actually, we should be able to... Are you going keyboard mouse or are you going controller? I thought you said you're going keyboard mouse before. But it looks like you might have a controller plugged in. I mean, up to you. Why is it saying you have a controller then? Hold on. What the heck? Remote play. What? It's saying that Core has 2 controllers. That's interesting. Core is apparently, as you can see here, simultaneously player 3 and player 4 in a 2-person game. Logic. Thanks, remote play. That makes lots of sense. That makes lots of sense. Alright, Core, yeah, let's see. Now it says Core's only has 1 controller. There we go. Okay, that's much better. That's much better. But yeah, keyboard mouse should be fine, as long as remote play doesn't say that Core has 2 controllers plugged in simultaneously. And is simultaneously player 3 and player 4. Now we should be good, though. Okay, so let me enter in your information here. Is there a specific team that you... Well, first of all, should it be that? Should it be that? Also, how to... Is it Silin? Silin? What's the correct pronunciation? Silenzo? Is that how you say it? Like long I or short I sound? Silenzo? Short I. Silenzo. Silenzo. Okay. Do you have a preferred team that you would like to be? Right now we have you set for the Accusers, but if you have a preferred Triumvirate, you can switch to that. Whatever you would like. Doesn't matter? Okay, no worries. We can keep you on Accusers then. Let's just double check your keyboard mouse controls, does this look right to you? Or do you use other controls instead? Does that look right? Should be fine? Okay, great. Alright. So I take it based on how... I know you've been in chat before, but I take it based on how we were not Steam friends before that this must be your first match in a RITE Night. Yeah, it can potentially be useful to jump in, even if you don't want to talk, or even if you don't have a mic, just so you can hear stuff in real time. It's not strictly necessary, it's up to you. Yeah, I know, you've been around for a while. I just, for whatever reason, we haven't got you in yet. Lurkmeister. Well, good to get you in that case. Alright, and, well, the other thing is, we do have a bit of a chaotic match to get things started for you, because customize off right off the bat. So that, of course, means randomize exiles, masteries, and talismans as well. Oh, no worries. It's, at the end of the day, it's a game. It's here to have fun. That's why we're playing it. Southeast UK. Alright. I mean, theoretically, I'm about as close in the continental United States as you can get to Europe. So hopefully that's not too bad. Not that there's really anywhere outside of the continental United States that would be closer to Europe. That distinction maybe isn't really necessary. Oh yeah, no, Guam. It's totally closer. No, I don't know. Alright, well.
Maybe Maine?
Yeah, Maine would be the one thing that'd be closer. But nobody lives in Maine. Alright, well, it looks like this will be it. So we're just gonna get thrown straight into the action here, because we have customize turned off, so why don't we... Maine is a myth. Also, Maine is technically... See, like, Core, I don't know if you know this, once upon a time that actually was true. Maine was originally Massachusetts. Maine also does not like the fact that Maine used to be Massachusetts, and do not like to be reminded of this. So, you know, you could just say that to any Mainers, and they will immediately get very mad at you. It's all America to you. All right, well, let's get started.
In 1820, it became its own state. Interesting. So was it all one state?
It was all Massachusetts, yeah.
All like New England.
It was all Massachusetts. There were still other distinct states in New England, but Maine was just part of Massachusetts, or it was considered to be Massachusetts.
Okay, so I'm controlling both right now. You love to see it.
Okay, so that's exciting.
Let me unplug my controller.
Yeah, why don't you unplug, replug real quick, and just verify. Is this Core moving right now? Well, that's clearly Core.
You love to see it.
Oh, and wait, what? And Silen is also seemingly... Silenzo is possibly player 1, not player 2? You're both... Okay, you're both the Pyre Hearts. And Core is both teams simultaneously. What about now?
Okay, there we go.
And this is Core, who is the Pyre Hearts?
I'm player 2. No, I'm
and
player 2.
Oh, okay.
She has the keyboard. She's using mouse. Or he's.
Okay, so why don't we, in that case, why don't we just go to the pause screen for a second here. I'll also switch your names around, at least for this match, so that we are not confused.
Did you put keyboard mouse on Pyre Hearts in the settings? Can you like go to check real quick in the no, I mean in the setup new, right? Oh, you put it both controller.
That was not the case before. Wait, what?
Go to P1 and change it to keyboard.
It won't let me. These are the only things I can do.
It's because I'm. Can you remove my like double controller in remote play? I wish I could do that.
Let me see. I'm guessing that,
think
yeah,
that-
once
that's
you...
what it's doing, but
Yeah, it is once again saying that you have 2 controllers.
yeah, I don't know why it keeps doing that.
Can I delete this controller? Oh, interesting. I can delete one of your controllers.
So now see if you can change the. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
So now
Let's...
can you do? Don't commence.
Yeah, let's just check this for a second.
Okay, now I can't control Pyre.
Are you controlling the accusers, or are you controlling nothing
No,
right
I'm
now?
not controlling anything.
Okay, hold on. Let's try... I'm just gonna move
Okay.
this
Move it
to...
to 3.
Yeah, let's try this.
Okay.
But that was me, just tapping back in. But
Yeah, I can't move.
still nothing for core. Okay,
Maybe try set up new right. Just keep it like this and set up new right with accusers. Or accusers. Yeah. Or whatever. Yeah. Try this.
Every week we find a new way to break remote play, it seems. They should just hire us as their testing team.
Shall confront the accusers.
Okay, what about now?
I still can.
Okay, let me try. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna disable your other controller core, and I'm gonna switch the one that's disabled. It's like, who knows what the deal is with having having 2 controllers here. So I had disabled controller 4, and I'm gonna disable this one. Do that.
I don't know why. I wonder if it's probably my thing that's doing it. I need to figure out why. Like it detects that I have 2 controllers.
Okay, just try this real quick, core.
No, I'm accusers.
Oh,
And Silo is we're both controlling the same person.
okay, but you can do something, and that's saying
Yes.
something.
Yes.
That might be progress.
Maybe try 1. Controller
No,
1.
core. Obviously, controller 1 is not actually player 1. Don't be ridiculous. That's nonsense. Everyone knows that player 3 is actually player 1.
We're in this. We're in it.
Okay, we like to take it from here.
Sure.
All right, let's go for it. Everything is fine. I can go back to the pause screen if you guys want to give you just a more
Just get
official, formal
position.
restart, but...
Just get position. We'll count down from 3.
Okay.
Did
That
you
good
wanna
enough?
go?
All right. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so it is a customized off match. So that means randomized exiles, masteries, and talismans. We have a crone, a savage, and an imp on core's side. For Silenzo, we have demon, harp, and imp.
The Pyre Hearts are first to
Core gets us started with a 30 damage plunge. All right, we should be back now. Everything that can break has broken. So surely that means that now it can't break anymore and we'll be fine, right? Knocks on wood excessively. So we were in the middle of a match between Core and Silenzo for the first time. And I'm not entirely sure where we crashed. Somewhere over the course of that, right, I assume. But I suppose I'll give you 2 a countdown, and then we'll resume the right there, and we'll, however much Pyre life the players have, that's apparently how much Pyre life they now have, which may or may not be the same amount that they had when you guys were last able to see them. But anyways, I'll give you the countdown now. So I'll go 3, 2, 1, go, and on go I'll hit resume. 3, 2, 1, go. So it is 110 for Core. It is 40 for Silenzo. Oh, and I also... Oh, okay, well, yeah. I also apparently, after restarting the stream, need to reactivate their sigils and names and what have you. So we'll do that soon as well. But this is, Core is on the left as the Pyre Hearts, and Silenzo's on the right as the Accusers.
behind that thrust.
Jody. Goes down here and... Alright, so we should be back now. The stream has crashed for the second time in the span of about 2 minutes, which is a great sign. Let's head back.
Until the stars align.
And truly the curse of Oob, potentially here. You may be right about that. Okay, so let me reset our settings. Let me actually put up the information for the players here. Which also, for some reason, after all those crashes, did not save, so I need to retype in your names. And reactivate your sigils. There. Okay, and then you said you wanted to take a look at the key bindings again? No worries. That work for you? Okay, well, so, let us know if there's anything you'd like to see for the next one. I mean, call me crazy, but I would like to actually be able to see the stream be up for more than a single write before crashing again. So more than anything, that's my request. But if there's anything that you guys would like to see for the next one, yeah, whatever key bindings you prefer. I mean, for controller, I think we've a pretty established set of controls, key bindings that people use, but for keyboard mouse, it has kind of always been more of a, well, everyone has their own personal preferences, so. Played the last right without switching characters. Yeah, like, it'd probably be useful to know what the button for switching characters is. That's kind of important. A little bit. I wrote her. Watch it. Careful now. All right, not seeing any requests. That was, of course. What? Excuse me? Please show mercy on your hamster. I wrote it, look what you made them do. What the heck? The hamster was innocent. I hope so. Oh, don't worry, no hamsters were harmed in the making of this stream. Yet. Oh dear. Oh dear. Please, show mercy. Show mercy. Alright, well, let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like to do for the next one. That was, sort of, in a way, Silenzo's first match with the RITE Club / during RITE Night, and, you know, like, maybe with a little bit of an asterisk there, given how the match crashed twice midway through, so I don't know if that really counts just yet. Maybe we just take a step back and give that one a nice, good old-fashioned redo, and forget that the previous one ever existed. I wrote her! Watch yourself. Alright, but not seeing... Yeah, right, don't jinx anything. Not seeing any requests from chat, so maybe we just jump back into this one, and perhaps Core will get that match that he was hoping he would finally get. With the ability to customize his team.
The Pyre Hearts shall take on the accusers. Welcome.
Alright, so no requests from chat for this one, and that might be the first time that has happened this RITE Night. And so Core will lead off with Manly. Silenzo goes for the super speedy Bertrude. And also, Silenzo, what are your preferred pronouns? She? Gotcha. Core's like, what is this? I suddenly have the ability to choose my own team? I don't understand. What is this liberty you have given me?
Sorry, I was not paying attention.
No worries. His brain is just exploded by this infinite possibility.
Choose someone.
And yet, even with all the options he now finds, he chooses the exile that he kept on getting in those customized off matches, Ignarius. And Silenzo goes for the leech on the stowaway in the second spot.
Man after my own heart, or woman, I guess. I hecking love false step.
Does Core also go the false step route? Going to be honest, literally picking your single player setup as best as you can remember. No worries. No worries. I do like the raiment colors there on the second demon for the Pyre Hearts. It looks very true Nightwings-esque. And it is an exploding Jody in the final spot for Core. And then Volfred with the extra presence, final choice for Silenzo, and here we go. With, I mean, let's call it the first right between these two, and the first right we've had Silenzo playing for the RITE Club, so good to have you. And she was saying this is the closest thing to her single-player team, and it's a little bit surprising, because you don't see too many people who use Volfred in the campaign. Several reasons for that, you have to imagine, but it certainly takes some getting used to. Core locking down the orb with that sapling, making it easier for Jodariel to advance here, and banishes the opposing team in its entirety. So opportunity for Jody. Cuts the throw a little bit short though, just 17. Jody knocks back one defender. Core picks it up with quarterback Manly. That's intercepted. It was a quarterback Manly setup, right? There's the false step activating. Stowaway came back, although did get banished the normal way after that. Quarterback Manly trying to make for a quarterback sneak. Ooh, and a sneaky double banishment there from a very thin cast, but was well aimed enough to take out two of the players. Moving up aggressively here.
For all.
And with no one back defensively, there is time for him to aim this one with a 25 damage throw. Manly. Does he have that kind of range? Yes, he does, potentially. Although intercepted. And now the opposing Volfred. It was almost quarterback Manly versus Speedy Volfred. False step activates here, so Stowaway does respawn. Core still in possession and still eyeing the throw. And lands it here for 25.
End the ceremony.
Ignarius banishes one.
Now go.
And once again, Core trying to line up the throw. And does. But 50 rekindling. It's a second life bar from Silenzo, and it's a big one.
Big on, Bertrude.
Now, I know quarterback Manly has a lot of range, but it's not that much range. There are some limits. Super speedy Bertrude. Gives it up to Volfred. Back to Bertrude. Core now with Jody. Knocks back one defender. Free orb next to Silenzo's Pyre, but the Stowaway retrieves. Banished, but false step activates here. Well shielded from Manly.
Bye now, Bertie.
Stowaway returns. Core using that exploding sapling aggressively. Iggy. Quarterback Manly. His throw lands. Good for the full 25. That means one more of those would potentially be all that Core needs here. We've already seen the second life bar. The rekindling has already activated. Now it's Silenzo locking down the orb with the sapling. Stowaway. Banished there. Manly goes for the throw and finishes the job.
The Pyre heart prevailed.
GG.
They vastly outperformed their adversaries.
Well played, you two.
The rite is complete.
Alright, let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
Up to you, Silenzo. If you want to jump out, you're welcome to. If you'd like to stay in, you're welcome to.
And I can maybe get out soon too if someone else wants to hop in.
Someone else could take Core's spot and we could get a different matchup.
So Slinto wants to. No, you're fine, Slinto. It's that's the way you gotta learn. I got dumpstered when I first played.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, it's a good example of how, you know, like you were saying that you basically were recreating your single player team, and there's some strategies that work really well in single player but just don't translate as well to multiplayer, because there are just some things that the AI, you know, the CPU components or opponents won't do that a player will do, strategies that people have developed and refined that the computers just don't really do. But yeah, up to you. If you want to swap
Also,
out, that's
in the
fine.
single player, it's very rare that you play with 3 like exiles that have 4 masteries and like full talisman. Like that's not really gonna happen ever.
Mhm.
So like the amount of stuff that we play with is just a lot more.
Mhm.
It's very similar to the rites we were just doing, where like there was very low masteries or no talisman, where it's a lot more simpler.
But yeah, whatever you prefer, up to you. Okay, no worries. I can get you out. Whatcha?
Usually you shift tab and then say close, leave stream.
Yeah, or you can just Alt F4, or you can just let me know and I'll get you out. Alright, well, let us know if there's anyone else who would like to jump in here in the second spot. Yeah, and this is true to a certain extent. You know, we have a lot of people who do a lot of multiplayer Pyre. The active players, the regulars who have a lot of practice, and then that does generally mean that people who are not playing as regularly as that small group of people, just comparatively, don't have nearly as much experience, and so there is more of a gap. But yeah, and some of it is just getting a better feel for, okay, you know, these are the characters that I like to use. These are the things that these characters can do really well, especially, you know, even in a multiplayer game against another human rather than against another CPU. Like, take the Savage Salutes, for example. Like, is there any circumstance in which the CPU uses the Savage Salute during the campaign?
No, I don't think they use any of the salutes.
Yeah. Are there any salutes at all? Do they ever use Brazen Manor?
Do they ever actually just taunt? Like, use the salute without? I don't remember. Yeah, they're not giving any of the mastery. They may actually salute, though.
Yeah, so basically, there are some abilities that the CPU just point blank never uses at all. And in some cases, those abilities are pretty strong. They take some practice, but they're strong abilities that, for some characters, are one of, if not the most popular mastery for people to take. So that is just one of the prime examples, I'd say, of how multiplayer Pyre and single-player Pyre are different in the types of teams that you see. They do sometimes use Brazen Manor if they have it, most likely as PM. I feel like that's the one salute that I may have seen the CPU use sometimes in the campaign, but I can't think of any other. Alright, but let us know, chat, if there's anyone who would like to jump in here. Anyone who would like to face off against Core, and Core, it sounded like you could either stay in or swap out, if I'm remembering correctly from what you were saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, in that case, sounds like we could get one or potentially two people in here, if anyone would like to join us. If not, I could jump in for a little bit. But, okay, no, there we go. Phaler's available. Nice. Let's get him in. Let me get Phaler. Let's see. Not yet on Steam, but once you log in, I can get you. There he is. Okay. Okay. Nice. Then, of course, once you do load in here, Phaler, we will see who is player 1, who is player 2, who is player 3, and who is player 4. Okay. Looks like Phaler's player 2, I take that to mean? Okay. At least, as of right now, that is potentially subject to change. We shall have to see.
What up, buds?
Hello, Phaler. How's it going?
How's it going,
It's
Phaler?
going better for me than it is for the stream.
Oh my goodness. that was pretty crazy how quickly it crashed twice in a row.
Unlike Twitch. Hell yeah.
Okay, we will do the we're doing the roulette triumvirate today, Phaler.
Might be, might not be.
Alright, well let us know,
We'll
chat, if there's anything you'd like to see us do for the next one. This will be the first one for Phaler, at least, and first matchup between Core and Phaler for the day. So up to you how best to make that happen. But if we don't have anything in particular in mind, then of course we can always just have them take whatever they'd like. That works too.
Phaler, can I trash talk you during the match?
I don't know. Can you?
On that note, let's get started.
The Pyre hearts shall now
Alright, well, it's the
face
Pit of Malith.
the fate. Welcome.
No requests from chat, so up to the players to go in whatever direction they'd like. However, last time I checked, Snadra is not an imp.
Wait. Was there an imp thing?
No, you just started to pick up the imp legendary talisman and wasn't gonna let you use that on
Oh,
Snadra.
oh.
That's it. It was
Okay.
a snide comment.
Okay. Do it, Phaler.
I mean, maybe Phaler's going for a different kind of roulette here. And that's a new kind of
I like how the
customize off.
talismans- I like how the talismans, as he's moving around different characters, the different talismans light up.
That is cool. Especially for some of the ones that it's not just down to the legendary talisman, but there are actually several different talismans
Yeah,
that become
infinite
eligible
flow,
or
I mean.
ineligible. Alright, well, it is Prayer Beads Dalbert for Phaler's lead.
Headwind.
And Singularity on Headwind for Core. That is not usually someone we see people put that talisman on.
this. Barker Eternal, no!
It is Barker Eternal indeed. There's just no getting rid of him.
It's so over for me.
I mean, earlier today, it felt like using that talisman that Core had, a Headwind Eternal. Obviously, he did not have Lucky Break, but many times felt as though he did not need it.
I assume Brazen Manor persists through death. Am I correct?
I don't know definitively. That could be worth testing.
I believe so.
I
don't
would
there's
think it
anything in the code
would.
that specifically deactivates Brazen Manor when you die.
Yeah,
I see.
most of those
'Cause
seem types
obviously-
of effects.
Yeah, a lot of the it's like Siege Chance. and,
Yeah, Siege Chance in particular I'm thinking of.
What is the Winged Fury, I think, as well, so.
And it is Titan Tooth Raji in the last spot for Failers. Okay, so here we go.
Now begin.
Failure trying to get off to a quick start with the Curs, but Core was up to the task defensively. Failure, though, continuing to apply some pressure here. Going on a banishing spree with his Imp, although the Imp goes down, and now Core back in possession, and Failure with no one back defensively, except for, of course, Barker Eternal. Failure banishes everybody. Does have his Imp over there, but instead realizes he does have enough time to make it over there with his 20 damage curve, so more damage, and with the prayer beads, still at full strength. Oh, and Orb was unclaimed there. Failure noticed it, and very quickly hopped in, once again with his prayer beads curve.
Tis taken.
Barker blocked. Jody with enough space to plunge for 30 and also leech back 15. So net 45-point play there. And Failure nearly able to sneak in with a curve. But instead it is Snadra countering with a 20 damage plunge, and I believe she also had 10 leech there from her mastery.
There it is.
Once again, another 20 damage curve plunge for Failure though.
Out to the flame. From
And it's more Cur action here. Once again, it was Dalbert. But this time he's shoulder smashed. Barker, he sneaks through, plunges for 20. This is the one way, however, in which he is not eternal, as he is gone for this round.
remember
But that will soon change, as after Dalbert plunges here, now Failure back to full strength, and now one score, potentially all he needs. We've established that Core does have some leech, so it is possible for Core to change that math. Here is a Brazen Manor Jody. Certainly one way in which Core could do that, but Jody goes down. Raji
someone
sets up a dangerous portal. Although Failure might not need it here. Double banishment. Although Core able to bring back his team quickly by stepping on their portraits, which conveniently were all right next to each other. And, well, everyone was banished for Failure. Barker Eternal, though, is, well, eternal. Through the portal he goes. No longer quite as close to Core's Pyre as it once was.
thoroughly
Oh, and Core tried to step on those portraits to bring back his team, but was unable to do so.
Damn.
Failure finishes the counter and finishes the match.
the scribes themselves surely have taken note.
Pity I didn't give Barker Eternal the finishing
The
blow.
rite is done.
GG. Alright, well played, you two. Let's head on back.
Until the stars align.
So glad dogs are meta again. They've been gone too long.
True.
Alright, well let us know, chat, if there's anything you'd like to see for the next one. That one just There was no request for that one. That was just players taking their preferred teams.
I feel like harps have fallen out of meta, and that's sort of why.
Have they, though? Have harps fallen out of the meta?
It just means people aren't playing them as much.
That would be interesting to have a usage rate statistic to actually be able to say definitively, these are the exiles, or at least the classes that are used most often. Like, imps are pretty universal. Nomads maybe have been on the rise as of late. There've always been some people who use nomads more than others, but it seems like nowadays they've become a little more universal.
Failure the Nomad King.
Oh, and savages as well. Definitely been on the rise as of late. Ever since people started realizing just how potent that savage salute can be, it has become very popular to use those. Yeah, didn't we, in the previous tournament, didn't we have every single person but one used defensive imps in their teams? Something like that?
I actually have the stats. Let me pull them up.
I
I think there was a few that didn't.
I know one of those people was you, Core.
I think there was like 2 or 3. Oh no.
I think Honor's composition did not have an imp. Okay. Okay. I mean, this was a while ago at this point, so maybe
Yeah,
I'm just
let me
misremembering.
Let me actually look it up in the Discord because I think I had a whole post about it.
I think they, at the very least, I think we established imps were the most popular class, I think.
Maybe I did play imps actually at one point.
And once upon a time, they...
Oh,
yeah?
SSC was the only person to not play imps. I did play imps 2 times, I think.
Okay, interesting.
After the first day or whatever.
So yeah, it seemed like once upon a time, imps were sort of the
I Rotor and
consensus
Failure-
pick.
Rotor and Failure played them, and Scary Jack, and Fofo. All played imps in their matches. They didn't have a comp where they didn't play imps.
Okay.
More imps, more better.
Yeah. Alright, well, not seeing any requests for this one. So I think that means this one is, once again, just up to you two to take whatever you'd like here.
The Pyre arts
And we're back at the book.
shall take on the fate. Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites? Kamatha.
Core, well, we were saying maybe harps had fallen off a little bit, but Core leads with the harp here. And that's quick throwing Ninja Savage is the setup that I was saying is much more common nowadays than it once was. I mean, there was a time when it was very rare to take the Savage Salute. Messenger Imp in the second spot. We were talking about the Imps being very popular as well. Titan Tooth on Tamitha. Second choice for Phaler. And lastly, quick throwing Bertrude for Core.
Gotta take an imp watch.
Decide.
Side.
Well, it will be an imp.
You don't have to.
Commence.
Phaler using that Savage Loop to get on the orb quickly, but vanished and, well, comes back and teleports to that orb for a quick throw here.
Tis taken.
Tamitha for Core switches into an unblockable Crone throw. Good for the full 30 here.
Shall the Pyre Heart now further their
Tamitha
advantage?
once again switching into Bertrude. That time, though, the throw off target.
Ouch.
Tamitha's Titan Tooth.
The orb.
Palmer.
Shall it be?
Throw intercepted. Core with Tamitha. Finds a way around the defender and with Triesta's Plume, gets the extra 5 damage. And does get the Prayer Beads effect. Tamitha is back now. Throw slightly off to the side from Bertrude. Core back with an imp throw. Phaler with a counterattack though. Gets a 20 damage throw from Ulmer. Core first the orb, going for Bertrude throw. That's off target.
The orb is up.
Core once again, Triesta's Plume, 25 damage. And once again does get Tamitha back. That is not guaranteed, but did get it on both occasions. Phaler with Tamitha. Stuns with Titan Tooth. But Core back with Tamitha. Through the portal. And finishes the job.
The Pyre Heart prevail.
GG.
GG.
Conducted with aplomb. The rite is complete.
Alright, well played, you two. Let's head on back.
Until the stars align.
And let us know, chat, if there's anything you'd like to see for the next one.
Go to the bathroom real quick.
Alright, no worries. Okay, chat, quickly. We need to do something. Something crazy for this next match. Something Core would never expect. One of the harp songs, can't remember the names. Okay, there are a couple. So it could either be Sky Dance, which is Tamitha / the Essences theme, or... Wait, isn't there also... Talon Sheath, which is Tamitha's theme. How much trolling is too much trolling? Does not compute. Talon Sheath? Okay. There's no such thing as too much. Well, Phaler's turn and customize off, so there's at the very least that. No worries, no worries. I mean, we did go even further than that before by messing with the number of masteries and whether to activate talismans or not and all those types of things. So there are potentially still some things we could do.
I'm back.
Alright. In that case, let's get going.
I see what you did.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Was it you, Lids, or was it someone in chat?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Firehearts shall
Player 1 can only choose from even... Okay, well, we can't do that with customize off, though. I mean, what is this customize off? Who said customize off? Why is it customize off? Who did that?
What
Well, all
is-
of Core's team is banished for some reason.
flame is stricken.
I, admittedly, was looking at who the characters were and did not see how that series of banishments took place.
Along with force
But
of
Core
will.
this time throws it in for 15.
Do I have fast throwing on my worm?
Oof. The flame is stricken.
That's a full 15.
I have fast throwing on my worm.
That seems like it might be.
In the name of
Lori Whoa! Astral Eye. Extra damage on that curve plunge for Phaler. Phaler has the Savage Salute as well and nearly bounces off the wall and slides in. Phaler is rookie-less. Oh, you know, that sliding score from Phaler's Savage would have been incredibly stylish, and that is understandable given how that is no ordinary Savage. That is none other than the glorious Gareth. Whereas this Savage, much less stylish. Much less stylish.
so fiercely fought.
Series of banishments, oh, and Phaler nearly able to walk that one straight in. Although now it is just the opposite of that, has everyone gone on Phaler's side, so uncontested 15 damage worm throw for Core. Stowaway through the portal.
I have double infinite stamina.
Double infinite stamina. Stowaway always has infinite stamina when she has the orb, and Core got the infinite stamina from the portal as well.
To the flame.
Infinity times 2. Lids, infinity is... Look, I know infinity is technically not a number. Ooh, clever off-the-wall play there from Phaler, and as we were seeing before, Astral Eye does give him extra damage.
In goes the
Core.
orb.
This time, was that a throw? I think that was a throw. Yes. Phaler does have enough damage here, because as we've seen, his rookie does have up to 28 damage. But this time it's Core once again, plunging for 20 with the Stowaway. Don't believe Core has a way to get up to 30 damage, though. So I think this is only Phaler who could theoretically finish this with one go, and here is Rookie. Unsuccessful on that attempt, but the lucky break brings him back.
A second wind.
Core through the portal, gets the infinite stamina. Looking for a way through the defense, but can't find it there. It's Rookie again. Oh, and he was looking to go off the wall once more. Very dangerous portal
The scribes.
for Phaler. He uses that portal to get a 20 damage Gareth plunge.
It's nearly
No Gareth now. That means one score, all that Phaler would need, and now after that throw, one score, all that Core would need. We have ourselves a sudden death match, unless of course somebody has an unexpected source of rekindling.
cold there now.
Core tries to stall and does just long enough to get some of his teammates back. Infinite stamina on Gilman and the Stowaway. Here is Gilman, his throw,
It is done.
and it is done.
The Pyre
Okay.
hearts prevail.
GG.
Perhaps a stroke of fortune ought to be thanked. The rite is ended.
Well played, you two. Now let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
Alright, now let's reset ourselves, but let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like to see for the next one. In fact, we did have one earlier. Hold on. You guys had one that just wasn't going to work with what we had. Let's see. Blood Princesses. Player 1 can only choose from even... This is for talismans. Player 1 can only choose from even rows. Player 2 can only choose from odd rows. No page 2. So core, even row talismans, failure, odd row talismans. Neither player can select from page 2. In addition to that, nobody can choose an exile with E in their name. Off the top of my head, I'd have to see the list of exiles to see how many people that affects. I am curious, though. How many people...
You can do all the harps. You can do Gilman. That's the only worm you can do. Snadra. Yeah, there's a good number that don't have E.
Okay.
I think.
Okay. Well, let's jump in then and get a better sense for exactly who is and is not eligible.
I don't think you can do any Crone. Wilfred,
The
I
Pyre
think,
Hearts
has an E, right?
versus
Yep.
the Fate. Welcome.
You're just checking yourself.
Who shall conduct
All right. So remember,
the
core.
rites?
You can only take. It was even talismans for you, I
okay.
think.
No, page 2. Okay. Okay. What is this monstrosity?
Whoa. Okay. Apparently, the stowaway had a ring
A
last
ring.
time. I assume.
Yeah. Can't take any savage.
Well,
Wilfred, no. Manly, no. Palmas, yes.
Yeah, it's interesting. You can't take any Crone. Cur?
No curs.
Cur.
No
Like harps
Jody.
are the best option here.
No Orlek. Yeah, Iggy's the only demon? Yeah, only
Yeah.
demon.
Only Snadra. I think it's gonna be a harp matchup. It looks like.
We shall see. Actually, Core, those were on the second page. That was not allowed. No, I think you're fine. Okay, so remember, you are on
Oh,
even
even.
road
So
talismans.
this.
That might also affect
this.
which characters make sense for Core and which ones make sense for Failure.
That means I just have less options as well. Because he has 4 rows, I have 3.
He does also have the cursed talismans, though.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But he has the best one. But I do have.
Was that an even row? That was an odd row, wasn't it? That was row 5, wasn't it?
Am I wrong? Am I bad?
Was that row 5? I don't know. I only quickly glanced at it. Was that row 5? Or am I making that up?
Can he check on failure? Or he's not focused?
It was Luminous Idol, right?
No, it's 2-4. Yeah, it's 4.
2... But well, he's blocking it now.
That's 2-4. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Sir Gilman.
Tizo works. I mean, we know you can't use the second page, so switching between the two pages is not exactly going to prove useful. No
Oh, look at
core.
this. Whoa, look
No
at this
core,
talisman.
that's not allowed.
I found a talisman I can use. What's this?
No. Bad core. He's activated the brain cells.
Teaser.
Right light for the 20 rekindling. Okay.
This worm is actually gonna be a problem.
Oh, Raji's possible as well. Okay.
We need a big brain emoji.
Big brain emoji.
Who would be representative of that?
Probably Volfred.
Volfred.
But we already have the log champ though, and that's based on him, more or less. Can't double down on Volfred. That's not fair to other characters.
I think I'm gonna lose this.
He is Tizo the Wise for a reason. Okay. But we also have Tizo Heart.
Hmm.
And it's Leeching Snadra. Final choice for core. Baylor is on the odd rose for the talismans.
You're taking odd ones, right?
It is a speedy Raji. Final choice for Phaler. So, characters not allowed to have E in their name. Core with even road talismans, Phaler with odd road talismans, and that's how we got here. We'll see how that plays out, as it did force both players to take some more unconventional setups. Snadra. Banished. Now just Ignarius for Phaler, but goes through the portal and gets infinite stamina in the process. He's quick, but he passes the orb back to Gilman, who makes it in here, plunging for 15. That means no Gilman for this round, though. Raji's shoulder smashed, but here comes Ignarius through the portal. He's banished, though. Luminous Idol on Saxiana makes her quicker, getting that stamina back more easily. Core through the portal with Snadra, but Snadra banished. Phaler through his portal with Ignarius, but Core saw that one coming. Saxiana had a window there, but Core chose not to capitalize upon it. Instead goes through with Snadra, plunging for 20 with her. The accuse who? Indeed, because no one is the accusers. Core plunges for, or rather, Phaler plunges for 15 there with Gilman. He's now gone for this round. Luminous Idol once again activating on Saxiana. Try to take out Ignarius here, and does. Raji back, though. Not quick enough, though, to stop Snadra from plunging for 20 and leeching 10 Pyre Life back for Core.
20. Leeching 20.
That's it.
Stunning Claim. Iggy, only exile capable of moving, finds his way through the portal. He is quick. Just quick enough to throw that one in for 22. Had to cut it a little bit short there. Raji banishes 2. Now banished, which means Phaler can go through the portal with Ignarius. But he's banished. Stunning Claim gave a brief moment in which Raji was the only exile capable of moving, but not enough time for Phaler to do anything with that opportunity. Dangerous portal positioning, though. 4 in possession. Not for long, though. Here comes Phaler. Core locking the portal, but Phaler banishing the defender, which means enough time and space to throw that one in for 30 with Ignarius.
Fate have gained an edge.
Raji, shoulder smashed.
Quite the close call there, no?
Saxiana against Ignarius. Saxiana wins that duel. Stunning Claim helps to set up Raji, more for defensive than for offensive purposes. Quick maneuver there from Saxiana, getting her to the other side. Snadra, meanwhile, trying to clear out some space. Shoulder smashes one defender, but then gets banished by the second, and now suddenly, Ignarius with a little bit more room to work with here, but the portal is relocated. Now he has a lot more ground he needs to cover. And Core's portal is right on top of Phaler's Pyre.
How very fortunate for the Pyre hearts.
Gilman for Phaler, inches shy of the portal, rather of the Pyre. Speaking of dangerous portals, though, Phaler very nearly setting one up directly on top of Core's Pyre. Core through his. Infinite stamina on Snadra, but she's still chased down. Baylor, thinking about the portal, goes through the portal, but still banished.
Someone grasp the orb.
Baylor, the only one with an exile right now. Time for a 15 damage throw.
The Fate's Pyre now burns relatively brighter.
Saxiana lining up the cast, but instead picks up the orb.
I say,
Baylor able to shift over quickly enough to intercept. Iggy through the portal,
too slow, Ignatius.
but still too slow. Snadra just barely banished there. Iggy thinking about using the portal once more. Stunning claim, though, freezes just about everybody.
Now go.
Saxiana. Raji cleans up. It's Gilman through the portal. He's shoulder smashed.
Into the adversary's flame.
Saxiana banishes one, but gets banished by the second. Gore may have just set a portal on top of Phaler's Pyre. There it is, setting up this 20 damage and 10 leech score.
20 leech, 20 leech.
Just once more.
It's 10 from the Mastery and 10 from Talisman as well, is that it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Now.
Series of banishments. Saxiana emerges, but she's slowed down by the stunning flame. Still has it though. Eventually banished.
Now to the flame.
Iggy eyes the portal. Core did as well.
The Fate's
Series of banishments right in front of Core's Pyre, but Core, the only person with an exile right now, plunges in for the uncontested winning score.
They brushed aside their
GG.
adversaries without too much trouble. Thus end this night's proceedings.
All right, well played, you two.
Until the next rite.
Let's head on back and let us know if there's anything we'd like to see for the next one.
Again, still good to switch out if like anyone wants to get in. I wrote her.
All right, let us know, chat, if anyone is interested in jumping in. Core is volunteering to swap out if anyone is interested, taking his place. Not seeing anything here, though. Neither from a request standpoint, nor from the standpoint of anyone looking to take Core's spot, I suppose. Let us know, assuming that it is still Core versus Phaler here, if there's anything you'd like to see for this. If anything, you mean you could join for a few, iRunner? Is that what you mean? Baldur's Gate 3 enjoyer? I've not played that game yet, although
You should stream it.
I
It's-
imagine I would like it a lot.
Yeah. And I can play with you, Lids, because I've started it recently.
Yeah, the tricky thing for me is always the time. I just, clearing out the time to to add new games is not always the easiest thing.
Well, you gotta let one go.
Well, yeah.
Preferably not Pyre.
Almost in the end game says, or no, end game.
Yeah, Iroto can carry us. You can take one of his like Omega strong characters, and we'll be like his proteges.
His pawns, you mean?
He'll be like level 10 or 20, and we'll be level 1.
Will be his cannon fodder, his sacrificial lambs. All right, I guess.
Liz, we had this idea a while back that you would go through the Pyre campaign again, you'd replay it, except your enemies. So you do like the campaign, and then your enemies would be like me, Phaler, Anor, and whoever wants to, and Iroda, and whoever wants to join for the triumvirate. So like instead of fighting Pyre AI, you'd fight me, for instance.
That's kind of interesting. So like.
But
Would
we
we
keep the choices the same? And,
Yeah.
like all of the talismans and stuff.
And would we try to make it like, you know, Phaler usually plays as the Fate, so he'd be the Fate.
Yeah, it could be like that. I mean, if there's not enough, we could be a few.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah.
That's kind of a cool idea. I don't know. Logistically, I don't know how practical it is, but at least in theory, it sounds fun. I guess I'm not clear on whether Iroder is expressing interest in joining us right now or not.
We'll play one now. While he thinks about it.
Okay. Depends on if people want to drop out. Core's volunteering to swap, if you'd like to get in.
The Pyre Hearts.
I don't like. I can stay, but definitely okay to stay. But
Welcome.
Alright, well, no requests for this one.
Conduct the rites.
So this one's up to you.
Sir Gilman.
It'll be Gilman first with the legendary talisman for extra jumping distance.
Tamatha.
There goes prayer beads on Tamitha.
Sandra.
And Canned Singularity on Snadra is Core's second selection.
Tamatha.
That's Harp number 2. Titan Tooth on Pamitha for Phaler.
Bertrude.
Quick Throwing Bertrude, final choice for Core.
Exile.
And finally, an Exploding Zoxiana for Phaler.
Now begin.
So it is triple harp in Phaler's case, but it is Core getting us started with a 25 damage Crone Throw. Core emerges with the orb, but unable to get the throw off in time. Here's Zoxiana for Phaler.
Onward the
Commits vile atrocities of the harp flying variety. No comment. No comment.
play by the book. The Fates seem to want their freedom more.
Core narrowly avoids banishment there. He's taken out now, though. Taylor without Pamitha, but that won't stop him from plunging with Pamitha's sister here. Core's throw is slightly short. Pamitha for Phaler, blocked. Tries to harp push through, but unable to do so. Momentum takes Bertrude into an opposing aura. She goes down. There's a harp push, though, for Phaler. Setting up a 20 damage Zoxiana plunge. Now she's gone for this round. Then Pamitha shoulder smash, but Tamitha able to make it in. Winning plunge.
Harp too strong. GG's.
Harp OP.
GG.
So glad these guys are out of the meta right now.
True.
I still dispute this whole harps are not part of the meta idea.
We need to ban Tam.
Then let's discuss what is meta.
Like, savages are clearly in.
Or a scale.
Is that because
Or a scale, Bottled Void, and
yeah, true.
what else? Yeah, those two and Barker Eternal are meta right now.
Dispute the idea of a meta with less than 10 players. Okay, you know, fair.
But 10 plays is kind of arbitrary. Why 10? Why not 100?
What is the threshold?
Yeah, exactly. Is it what's played often or what we think is good?
That's
Or
true.
Both. That's a mix of both.
The metagame is like what you have to prepare to face in tournaments. Basically,
Okay.
if
Well,
whatever-
we haven't had a tournament in 2 years now,
correct. So we don't know.
so let's make it.
Because no one, yeah, because we don't have like, yeah, we just haven't had one, so we don't know what the meta is exactly. But if you were, hypothetically, to prepare for a tournament, what would you be preparing to play against? The answer to that question is the definition of the meta.
Because there's meta, and then there's things that are not necessarily strong, but they counter the meta, right?
And thereby become part of the meta.
Sure.
All right. Well, it is
So
starting. Oh, yeah.
So
go ahead.
what's not meta then, right now? If we're gonna say that, what's like
Keen Eye is not meta.
Keen Eye? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see. You're just saying a master. Okay.
Let's see. What's also not meta? Honest.
Because,
Okay,
because
here's what I
you're
think
not
is.
preparing to play against it, is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Okay. I see.
Honestly, probably Fell Swoop is not meta right now.
It's certainly nowhere
Like
near as
Titan
popular as it
and
used to be.
Switch are like far
Right.
more carbs
Right.
than
Yeah.
anything else. Things like something that is not meta would be
Whip.
Stubborn Flame. Like I could,
Yeah.
like I could see a team taking like 2 worms without like
Extra damage. Yeah.
yeah.
Stubborn Flame is really good.
exactly. It's a team you'd like dream like Bright Wisp and Finworms. Like you could dream that up and it would be pretty good, but like against
Stubborn Flame.
Stubborn Flame it would be like kind of trash.
Yeah.
It would still win, but like it would have a hard time on it.
And like Full Step is like really good against high what is it called? Presence teams, but it's like alone it's not necessarily great.
Yeah. Like, yeah. These things are, I would say, generally not meta. However, they are playable in the right circle.
It's situational, right?
Yeah, they're like the definition of like C tier things. You don't just play them, but they have like functionality.
All right. Well, it is starting to get a little bit late, so Iroder, if you wanted to jump in, I would say let's make that happen. Otherwise, we might be getting close to our penultimate right here.
I just want to play a tournament, man.
I don't know, man. We've got like 5 active people playing this. We got to grow the community. Like, it's a vicious cycle, right? I want to grow the community a little bit, and a tournament's a great way to do that. But if it's such a small tourney, then
Yeah,
it's kind of not actually that helpful for growing the community. So I don't know. Maybe just say at everyone, when do you want to do a tourney?
I
Who
like
knows?
the idea. Say at everyone and then be like, who is actually interested in a tourney, even though like half them would never like see it. Because we've had people like a good number of like people in the past, like since the last tournament, that have tried the game at least.
Yeah, and in the past,
Yeah.
when we've done tournaments, we've had some people who have not been as active participants, but they'll jump
They'll
in for
join
the tournament.
Yeah, like I know Scary Jack had said that he would join the tourney. He would like grind the game, but he's like, when is the next tourney or whatever.
SSC has I think participated in at least the 2 most recent tournaments, but hasn't been playing much outside of tournaments. So I mean, obviously, I don't know. I haven't spoken to these people specifically, but you know, there are potentially people who might jump in for a tournament, even if they are not stopping by for the standard RITE nights all that often.
You can invite iRotor.
Okay, let me get iRotor in then.
GG's failure.
GG's WP.
WP.
Can't wait to break out Triple Harp in the next tourney. Make that the meta.
All right, now if one of you could just confirm who is player 1 and who is player 2, that would be great. Looks like Failur's still player 2.
I remain player 2.
Okay, gotcha. Will it be withdrawn for you today, iRotor?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, let me just switch the information here. There we are. All right. Nice to get you in, iRotor. All right. So, let us know if there's anything we'd like to see for this one. I know, iRotor, you said you might only be available for a couple. It is already getting pretty late, so no worries there. But if there is anything we'd like to see between iRotor and Failure, we don't have much time to make that happen before we'll be wrapping things up, I imagine. But not seeing any requests here, so I guess why don't we just get this one started and we'll have you two take whatever you'd like. Oh,
The withdrawn
well, fittingly enough, I think this is our first boat of the day.
The fate.
I don't believe we've had a boat yet.
Who shall conduct the rites?
So it'll be a Prayer Beads Ulmer in the first spot for iRotor. Failure, it's Prayer Beads as well, but it's on Tamitha. Full Rekindling on a Nutrition Stick. Palmus is the second choice. And Titan Tooth Pamitha. Speedy Vizpaleth, last choice for iRotor. And Failure was talking about making triple harps the new meta. And he goes triple harps here. That's a Speedy Zoxiana to round things out. And here we go with our first matchup of the day between iRotor and Failure. And that is a black magic jump if ever I've seen one from iRotor, curving around the defense and in for 20. Titan Tooth stuns iRotor, and that gives Failure time to plunge in here with his harp for 20. But no Prayer Beads means no Pamitha for this round. This time my rotor blocks. At second attempt, he makes it in. Nobody seems to want the orb. Everyone more keen on getting the banishments, but eventually, Palmas picks it up, and Palmas blinks straight in with that nutrition stick. Palmer, he goes straight in as well. And the drops Phaler down to 15. So one score, potentially all that Iroder would need here. Will it be Almer? Yes, it will. GG.
Before that's in final meta is sudden grasp. Right there. That's what you have to prepare for when you're going into a thing. Is sudden grasp.
Yeah, especially on the boat. There's so many planting options.
Until the next rite.
Though to be fair, Titan Tooth is also on. But Titan Tooth is more like the locking down play stuff, which is a bit different.
Alright. Iroder, how much time do you have? Do we need to go Liberation right here? Are you good for one more before the Liberation right?
I don't have a hard limit. I probably want to eat something in a few, so...
Okay. In that case, why don't we do one more before we do the Liberation right? That way, if there is anything else people would like to request before we go into that Liberation right, they still have the chance to do so. Of course, could still opt to have the players take whatever they'd like here. That is also still an option. Whatever you all prefer. Yeah, I think Sudden Grasp is definitely a large component of the meta.
Yeah, you have to... Like, that I would agree, because you have to... Like, the AWP race is, like, the one thing that really defines or restricts stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So... You have to take into account the different options how people win the race or don't want to win the race.
Yeah.
On some maps, it's a nutrition stick sap that's very good. Sungrass also always, I think, boat is a special thing. Not boat. Well, boat too, but book. Sorry.
Hmm.
Yeah, though, to be fair, the tier the masteries are on have never been a good, like, criterion for their strength.
Yeah. There's some exiles where some classes where that's their strongest, but it's definitely not always the case.
And even if it's tier 3, it would still be on the same path as either either the jumping mastery or the throwing mastery. So it wouldn't change much.
You'd still be very likely to want to go in that direction anyway.
I mean, if you switch the positions of Sudden Grasp and False Step, ignoring what that would do to the False Step as like part of a meta, you basically no longer see Ninja Savage, just because the throw range is so reduced that it's very difficult to get in sword range or teleporting range. But you definitely like now see Prayer Bead Sap as like, or sorry, Prayer Bead Savage as basically the meta decision.
It's just that you cannot have both options anymore.
Alright, well, not seeing any requests from chat here, so I think we will just have you guys jump back in and take whatever you want here for what will be our penultimate rite of the night. I say that. This is at the Fall of Solium. Alright, so a prequel to the Liberation Rite in that case, as to whether the players show their cards here and take the team they intend to take on the Liberation Rite, or if they deliberately go with something different to keep the opposing player guessing. That remains to be seen. To what extent are those mind games under consideration? Ninja Almer for Phaler. It was Prayer Beads on Tamitha for Iroder. Last time, of course, we saw... Was it last time or the time before? We saw Phaler go triple harp. But it is now Iroder locking in 2 harps. That time with Titan Tooth. Speedy saluting Bertrude, final, or second choice, I should say, for Phaler. Speedy Jodariel, final choice for Iroder. And Phaler finishes with Web Lanthorn Raji.
Begin. The orb is up.
Phaler loses Almer in that teleportation to the orb, and Iroder bulldozes his way in with the harp push.
Well cast.
Iroder back with another harp.
The withdrawn back.
Of course, took 2, not the full 3. Phaler, hanging out in the corner there, lines up the shot and gets the 20 damage throw. Tamitha switched into Jody, but Jody banished there. Almer for Phaler. Throw intercepted.
Glorious.
Soxiana for Iroder. Blocked, but the Titan Tooth slows Phaler down here, and Iroder inches closer. The Feral Curse from Phaler. Interesting timing there. Used it defensively more than anything. Just barely enough time to get the throw off for the full 30 damage as well.
Now to the flame. Almer's
Phaler
aim was
able to
true.
thread the needle there, finding the gap for a 20 damage throw.
The Pyre heart
Almer
seemed to be
looking to
falling
repeat
apart.
here, and
The
does.
orb flies true. The orb is up.
Bertrude. Blocked. Banished. Now Iroder with Soxiana.
Too bad for that one.
Almer teleports back to the orb, but his throw is intercepted. Tamitha out of stamina, but able to get it to Soxiana. She makes it all the way in.
Tis taken.
No prayer beads though, so now Iroder down 1 harp. That doesn't stop Tamitha. And she had prayer beads, so now Iroder's still at full strength here. Phaler's attack with Almer. Unable to land the throw, but banishes 2 of Iroder's characters. Means Tamitha's all alone here. She's down. Brief window here for Phaler. Not long enough, though, for Bertrude to have enough room, although there is enough time for Almer to throw that one in for 20.
The fates are now favored to prevail.
Almer, this time intercepted. Two-pronged harp attack. Titan Tooth stuns Phaler. And will stun Phaler again.
The orb is taken.
But it's actually not the Titan Tooth harp, it's the other harp who was the threat there. And that is also the harp with prayer beads, so ideal for Iroder in that case, as he is now still at full strength. Though here's Bertrude for Phaler. And at this point, 1 score for either player could be enough. For Phaler, it would need to be Bertrude. No one else would have enough damage. Iroder does not need to be picky, though. But he was not quick enough to get the job done with Soxiana, at least not on that occasion. Here is Bertrude. She speeds in for the win.
GG.
GG.
I thought for certain they would not.
All right, well
The
played, you two.
ceremony is complete.
let's head on back.
Until the stars align.
And though that was the Fall of Solium, that was not our liberation rite. That was our penultimate rite. Now it will be our liberation rite, so that means, of course, same location. This time, though, we'll turn on the sermon intro and we'll go with the Never to Return Fate version. There we are. There's no requests from chat for this one. Both players just going to finish things off in style with their preferred teams. So let's get going.
Greetings, exiles. You stand upon the fall of Solium. Here you may yet prove your worth. Cling to whatever shred of hope you have. The withdrawn stand ready. The fate stand ready. The rite shall begin forthwith.
Alright, so this is our final rite of the night, our liberation rite. Of course, our previous rite, we saw at the Fall of Solium, and did not have any requests from chat. So, it was the same circumstances for this rite we are experiencing right now. The question is, will players choose the same teams that they used last time? Or will they set things up differently here? And it seems the answer is things will be quite different, as last time we saw 2 harps from my rotor and no harps thus far from him. Titan Tooth on Messenger Imp is the second choice for Phaler. Final choice for our rotor will be some Leech on Delbert. Web Lanthorn Raji will be Phaler's final choice. This will be our final rite of the night, our liberation rite. Our rotor on the left representing the withdrawn, Phaler on the right representing the fate. Best of luck to you both. graveyard.
There it is at last.
And
The
there it
Fates
is.
have proved their worth.
GG.
Rather
More imp,
convincingly,
more better.
I
GG,
must
guys.
admit.
Well played, you two.
Thus
That was
ends the Liberation Rite.
our final rite of the night, our liberation rites. So thank you everybody who participated in the rites today, and thank you everybody who gave us the request today in chat as well. I will hop out of Discord, but I will catch you guys next week. Alright, but I'm not quite done with you yet, chat. Let me just make sure that, Phaler and iRotor have safely made their way out of Steam Remote Play. They have, don't worry, don't worry. They know how this works. But as I was saying, that was our final rite of the night, our liberation rite, so thank you everybody who participated in the rites today, and thank you everybody who gave us the request today in chat as well. This was, of course, Pyre Community Rite Night, and if you're interested in getting more involved in multiplayer Pyre, then the best way to do so is by joining the RITE Club Discord server, which you can do by clicking on that link right there. My name is Lids. I'm hosting these Rite Nights. Our streaming schedule is Friday nights. We are doing Mass Effect Andromeda multiplayer. Saturdays, we're doing Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, at least when it's working. Yesterday, we did Mass Effect Andromeda again, but then Sundays is, of course, Pyre. Then Lids Vids on YouTube as well. So if you missed any of those streams, you can catch the VODs on YouTube there. Also doing some Gwent videos, the Witcher-themed card game, as well as some other games here and there every now and again. If you haven't done so yet already, of course, you can also hit the follow button to get notification for when I go live. You can also follow me on Twitter at LidsVids. I post there when I go live as well. But actually, the best place to stay up to date on all things Lids is by joining my Discord, which you can do by clicking on this link. But that's going to be it for me for tonight. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the stream, and I'll catch you next time.